Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today being Friday, the 24th of September, or the 18th of August in the 9th year of Chongalguk. Let's begin, as always, with a bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Chariot, Kambe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족멘세 1. 전위국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이사인 지산천국과 전산천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. Let's like to ask Mary if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
And most beloved Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful for your love, so grateful for our true parents. We're living in a most amazing time in history, the crossroads between the kingdom of hell and kingdom of heaven. When we look around us, we truly see hell, Heavenly Parent. But we know your providence is moving forward at great speed, guided by our true parents. Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful. I pray that each and every one of us can really connect to your heart. And every day we can walk together with you and bring victory in being able to spread your message and touch other people's hearts to help them to understand the hope of the providence at this time. Praying and be with our true mother who's investing so much every day. Heavenly Parent, please be with us all in every nation of Oceania. Pray every nation can fulfill its goals and really bring a victory through working with the political, religious and cultural leaders and all the people of the respective nations. Heavenly Parent, we offer this prayer in the name of Douglas, Mary and Carlos Moriarty of Blessed Central Family, Jew.
Jew. Thank you. And let's all welcome together Reverend Yutaka as he shares. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming this morning from the Quay. This morning is also the beautiful day. Let's put our chonsong and heart, and also we will make a plan what kind of things we will do today, and we are connected with our God's heart and true parents' heart. Now there is many projects going on, especially toward the unification between North and South Korea toward 2022. So in Korea or in all over the world, we are targeting the one vision and one focus to put our chonsong. So our PCLC, Pacific Christian Leadership Conference, this is also one of the main providence to how to gather and connect our all Christian brothers and sisters and to support heavenly unified Korea and even also heavenly unified world. So now in Philippines, almost main video recording was finished, and still we are waiting several video from the speakers. And October 4, we will have a convocation. So each Christian clergy from Southeast Asia and from Oceania, they will come as the guest speaker. And from America side, also 3 or 4 people will come as the speaker. So yesterday we had the meeting with America. So really they are preparing and supporting well. And yesterday we discussed about also the educational program even after inauguration of PCLC. How and what kind of curriculum, what kind of contents really we should prepare for a Christian clergy or a Christian brother and sisters. So there are many good contents. Usually we are listening divine principle and Bible verses, Bible quote is kind of the supporting of divine principle contents, right? But one clergy said, basically all contents of divine principle is inside of Bible already. That's why if we share to the Christian clergy, it's better to use Bible contents as the main contents and together with divine principle. Then really Christian clergy will be happy and more easy to accept because already God showed a plan preparation that Genesis chapter 1 actually if people doesn't fall, only Genesis chapter 1 is needed. We don't need chapter 2, chapter 3, or another chapter. Everything just the history of restoration. That's why how much that Genesis chapter 1 is important. So one Christian clergy really emphasized and really he respected our three parents and really the vision of Chanilkuk. So we could see really Christian clergy is totally supporting. And also he mentioned, even among the Christian clergy, some Christian clergy is also really facing challenging. And some leader is thinking, is that better to continue as the clergy or not? Is it better to close down my church or not? That's why through creating network or community of Pacific Christian Leadership Conference, each pastor also come together to encourage others and support together and to fulfill centering on God's vision, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parents, ideal of creation. That's why we could see many kind of the plan or vision and we can share the things. So centering on our Jesus love, if we can create the heart network, this is very beautiful things. So PCLC side, in the end of Fundoke, you will share usually about the realization of mother's autobiography, but also if you have some sharing about activity of PCLC or updating or inspiring message, please also share together. So let's continue our mother's autobiography. Mother of Peace. Now we are sharing about the South America, Latin America Providence. And yesterday we watched the video also, Jardín, Pantanal, also Leda, how that environment, really we could see plain land. Totally there was nothing there, only nature or beautiful nature was there. But if first time, if we visit that kind of place and we see the environment, what kind of plan, what kind of vision can we have and do we have? There is no food. There is also the living environment is inconvenience and facility is not there. About those foundation or environment, what kind of things did the parents find out inside of the things? There is many mosquito and there is also many kind of muddy water and there is suffering situation, but the parents could find the ideal of Garden of Eden, that place. So through watching the environment, even the parents found the vision and decided to create the main farm to support the food to all over the world. Create the fish farm and raise up the cow, pigs, and to export to the world. Those vision the parents established and also established the educational center and educate the people of the world inside of natural, original natures. Those kind of vision and we heard often about Amazon rainforest. Now many people try to cut off because of their own desire. If we cut off all tree of the Amazon rainforest, then in the future we will face the lack of the oxygen. So even true parents is seeing the future society and the future world. That's why when he saw the South America, he created South America to contribute in the role of South America for the world. When we see the nation of our Oceania and also land or place, what kind of vision can we find out inside of our nation, inside of our environment, and what kind of God's plan can we find out from our city or society and from our nation and region? Surely there is some kind of things how we can find, how we can offer to our God's providence. So through learning or listening of the story of the providence of South America or another place, we could get some kind of inspiration and to connect those nations to God's will, and even ourselves to be connected to the God's will. So how we will have the God's point of view and to see the whole environment. So today also end of Fundok time, we will watch the continuation of the yesterday video. So let's also watch together. So let's start. Puerto Toledo was the most difficult place to live in that Checo. Yet our Japanese brothers rolled up their sleeves and worked their hardest. In only a few years, they transformed the area into an ideal village where people and nature live in harmony, a place where anyone would enjoy living. They even built a swimming pool. It is a model ecological settlement, including water purification and fish farming, which was recognized by Paraguay's president, who personally visited the site. We prioritize these projects over building churches, but as the number of people who responded to our members' tireless devotion grow, our faith community also grow. So we saw the photo of Leda. You could see just wet field. There is no clear, clean, pure water. There is no toilet. There is no facility. And yesterday video, few Japanese elder brother, I think maybe National Messiah, Japanese National Messiah, went that place and started the pioneering. So realistically, that life was really not easy and difficult. And some leader also share the testimony that life invest, but totally cannot make a fruit, cannot make some fruitful result. That is difficult things. I think external environment is also not easy, but in the same time, investing, but cannot see the result. This emptiness, this is also more difficult things. Even plant a seed, prepare everything, but bird came and ate everything. Those investment was not fruitful. That was really the difficult, challenging. But finally, they overcame, and now they transformed that area to be the ideal village, and people and even nation could recognize their investment. I wept many times over the pain of the people who lead arduous lives under those spacious skies in Latin America. My heart was torn for the children who craved to learn to write but could not. In the 1970s, when our missionaries from the area expressed how difficult it was to bring God's truth to people who struggle day to day to survive. All I could do was listen and silently pat their shoulders. We would pray together. We will return here on another day and build a land of happiness. Heavenly Father, please don't forget these people. In the 1990s, God opened the door and we began to fulfill those prayers. So when parents visited to South America first time in 1970, already also Trimada could see those challenging or painful situations. So we could feel our Trimada's deep prayer even from the early time for each of the children. Even they could not find the food, even they are difficult to have the daily life or daily survivals. How to deliver the God's message? They need the food today. They need the place to stay today. So how difficult to deliver the God's message to the people who doesn't have the basic life standard or life environment. So continuously pray, and finally 1990s opened the way for South America. When we arrived there, 12 later lacked every basic facility. The nearby village needed a school as well as a hospital, and they urgently needed to secure an economic foundation to overcome hunger. Our members all over the world, especially Japan, responded to our call and donated in support of the LEDA project. Nothing can change in a day, yet our members were comforted by the hope they saw in the eyes of the children and by seeing changes emerge in the hearts of the youth. The new generation of 12 later began to think we too can have a good life. So when we see the world, still many people or many nations is facing challenging or difficult. There is no school, there is no hospital, even the basic facility. There is no supporting system of government or nation. So actually, we have many things to do for the world peace. Even now, I think Iran nation, some nation is still not enough foundation. So in order to fulfill this LEDA project, our Japanese National Messiah and also our members invest and support this project. And still now on, this project is going on. So this started from 1990 and now already 2021. How many years was passed? 20 or 30 years. But continuously, they went there, support there. I think all National Messiah or leader is supporting even every month to support this project. And finally, we could see that development. We keep in mind the need to stop the steady destruction of the ecosystem. We know that in the name of economic development, we are losing the Amazon rainforest, overfishing, and the rapacious killing of valuable animals for monetary profit, also a serious problem. At the same time, more than 800 million people around the world regularly go hungry. Some South American countries have abundant stocks of beef and wheat, yet they cannot prevent malnutrition. In the midst of our education and community building in Latin America, we conduct plant and animal research on how to best utilize the local resources while protecting nature. When we see our Oceania nation, is there some nation who are very difficult suffering as the hunger or survive today in the Oceania nation? We could see, or Oceania nation still okay? At least they can survive? So, but we could see this Latin America, in Africa also, or Latin America also, some is really suffering because of the hunger. So this is suffering and malnutrition. So we could see, when we see the world level, how much people's desire is strong and the selfishness is strong. God created the beautiful nature for human beings and human happiness. Originally, if people who are united mind and body unite with God and to create the ideal family, then they could organize, they could take care, live together with ideal nature centering on true love. There was original ideal was there in the beginning of our history, but because of fall, people became the selfishness and everything just live for centering on desire without thinking others, without thinking about the nature or environment. That's why many people, many situations were happening in the environment. Of course, some people start to standing to tell them to protect the nature and also protected earth, but still we could see many disaster situation. So true parents investing to South America to show the model to the world. But those kind of project actually should not be done by own individual or by one NGO. Originally, national level and world level have to stand together to support and protect and proceed this kind of project for the people or nation and the world and in the future. So three parents leading those projects centering on South America. So through mother's sharing, we could see how three parents investing those projects in each nation and also South America. So today also we want to watch the video. So this video yesterday, just one lead us some suffering testimony, then end the video. So I want to connect these contents. I want to put the testimony again and to connect to the next part naturally. So let's watch this video together. So Reverend John, please share.
It was a repetition of ordeals.
No matter what we tried to do, it did not come easily. Nothing. For example, even if we tried to plant crops such as beans or rice, the birds and insects would eat it. Even if we continued to hope, it wouldn't work after a year, 2 years, or 3 years. Some people left saying that it was impossible to farm here. It was the most difficult when our dreams and hopes were vanishing. In other words, one person would leave, and then 2 people would leave.
Reverend and Mrs. Moon visited the farm during this difficult time. They gave words of encouragement and hope to those who were struggling in these difficult circumstances. Afterwards, nothing was impossible, as they did not lose hope. They had no experience with construction work, but learned naturally through trial and error. Through sweat and tears, the farm began to materialize little by little. Finally, in 2000, the Leda farm was completed, and Reverend Mrs. Moon visited the site. He comforted those who experienced difficulties while building the farm.
나가서 이렇게 한가할 때歴史を作る 新しい パラ웨트바이 라무 아마존 에리아 한나라 에리아 新しい 歴史を作るのに倒産して働くという考えを持ってそれを誇りと思ってもいいと思いますよ。
Now, after overcoming many hardships, they are experiencing the pleasure and rewards of their hard work. Amazing things happened before their eyes, things that could be called miracles. In Leda, they not only constructed buildings for the farm, they also planted trees in the empty plains. As a result, today there is green in Leda.
If we look at a Paraguay map around 1960, there are still green forests. However, today, if you look at a satellite view, you will notice only 38% of the forests remain. Over 60% of the forests have been cut down. So we are teaching the people of this nation the importance of planting trees and caring for the planet through drinking water initiatives.
The Leda farm dreams of an ideal village where humans and nature coexist. It was only possible through the strong will and devotion of the workers. Now that the basic facilities were built, Leda Farm began to focus their energies on production. Hard work was needed to cultivate the barren land and to raise the cattle. After all these years, what does the Leda Farm look like? We see pigs roaming about in the spacious farm. This is how the pigs graze.
A happy pig is one who is not caged. They walk about freely, enjoying the nature, and return at night. So you can taste the difference.
After roaming freely, the pigs return to the farm during meal times. This is possible because they have made a special promise with the pigs.
Whenever we ring the bell at the pig school, we give them food. So when we ring the bell, they know it's time to eat and return. It's like a mother calling her child to dinner. This is now a habit for them, and they return from wherever they are when they hear the bell ring.
It's amazing that the pigs respond to the sound of the bell. Let's watch. As soon as the bell rings, an amazing scene unfolds. The pigs really do return to the farm to eat their meal.
If we can make pigs happy, we can also make mankind happy. There are very few people who raise pigs this way. In the same way, people also don't like it when they are bullied or hear mean words. This is also Reverend Moon's teaching. We must love the creation. The philosophy is that God painstakingly created all things, and so we must treat them with care and love.
Today, the Leda managers are visiting a neighboring village. The village school has invited them to visit. The school wants to greet and thank Reverend Moon and the Leda Farm for building a school in the village and supporting their education. Students, teachers, and parents have prepared and gathered for this event. The children are performing the dance they have practiced. They are offering their gratitude for supplying a safe place for the children of the impoverished Indio tribe to study and for their continuous support. The Pacu is the obvious symbol of the Paraguay River and the Leda Farm.
Estamos a 900 kilómetros.
Leda is 900 kilometers from the capital, Asunción. It is a remote and forgotten Indian village that receives very little help from the government.
Y que gracias a la preocupación
Today, this event is to thank Reverend Moon and the managers of Leda Farm, who have taken an interest in the well-being of us Indians.
se preocupó por las comunidades indígenas y por eso estamos celebrando estos. Es para agradecer por todo el apoyo que nos brinda.
Before Reverend Moon arrived to South America, the school where local students studied was in complete deterioration. In 2003, through the support of Reverend Moon and the efforts of the Leda people, a new classroom was built next to the abandoned school. Finding immediate work is also important, but in order to end the vicious cycle of poverty, education is necessary. Even dreaming of a better future is only possible through education. That is why the investment in educating young people is never futile.
First, we are grateful for building this school in 2003, and second, for showing concern for the environment by planting many trees. Finally, nearly every year school supplies are sent, and we are asked how the students are doing. This is very important to us. Among the people of Paraguay, nobody does that for us.
Porque ninguna persona se preocupa por nosotros del Paraguay.
The future of Leda is very hopeful because of these children. Some families invited the Leda farm people to their homes. After finding work at the Pacu fishery, they were able to escape from poverty, and with their children in school, they became a happy family. They shared how their daughter recently married and started a happy family.
We are happy. Mom, myself, all of us are happy. Our daughter is now studying and will graduate in a year. She will receive a nursing license. After she graduates, I hope she can work in a big city in Brazil or Paraguay.
Once a wasteland, Leda is now heading towards the completion of the Pantanal project.
Yes, thank you very much. So how was that? Really, we could see many development. In the beginning, there was nothing there, and many people was leaving. Even they came the first as the pioneering, but they left one by one. But finally, fulfill welcome to parents. The parents also came, comfort them, and really made the foundation. So really, when we see the people, how we can solve their needs and really provide and really support, help people's life, and we will see the people's smile. This is really our happiness. This is really every parent's wishing and desire. In the beginning of the things, even any kind of things, it's not easy, need the effort. But surely, if there is God's plan and vision, surely we can fulfill that. So every day we appreciate. Yesterday we saw the photo of our Samoa, Reverend Seti's investment to get the blessing. And we could see the Christian pastors smile and really sharing the vision together, how we can connect with our brothers and sisters, our happy parents and true parents. So we are not only myself, we are as the community, we are going together with our brothers and sisters, Oceania, and also the world level. So even challenging situation, even good situation, really cooperate together, centering on really our happy parents' vision and offer the victory and happiness. Today also begin the new day. Let's pray well and offer Johnson and share our love and blessing to our brother and sisters. So thank you for joining today's morning Fundokkei. Let's have a great time. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for sharing that with us and sharing the video again of the letter project, and really seeing how that environment was being looked after and cared for. I remember we had many experiences in Brazil, and we also had the opportunity to travel to Paraguay and to go to some visit outside. Like I said, it was like more of a honeymoon feeling than a workshop feeling. So we got to go outside, and we had a traditional Brazilian barbecue, and met other members and missionaries, and we met one member who was from America, and he was given this particular area, and he was in the process of constructing a church, and his vision was to, in a few years' time, to have that whole area restored. And he showed us his place where it was just open land, nothing there, but he'd already had construction going, and he expected to have this church building finished within that year, and then start to bring members. But he was already bringing people. I was just quite amazed by his determination and his desire to really progress the providence there. And it's really interesting to see. He had nothing. He just had the idea and the words given to him by Father that this was his responsibility, and he was already managed to convince people in his area to come work, and all he gave them was coffee and bread, and they would work to help him build this church, and he would preach to them as they were working together. So it was just really interesting to see how much energy and vitality he had. So we got to see many places and experience many things, and as watching the videos, I just remember going to the farm. I remember they got us to ride horses, and we were riding horses around, and they took us out to where the cattle were, and they were just starting the cattle farm, and they were asking all the members to buy a cow. I remember Shizu and I were determined I would buy a cow for part of the farm, but we'd already spent all our money, so we never actually ended up buying the cow. There's just I forgot, it was like $1,000 a cow, and they wanted 1,000 cows, and to create. So those cows you saw there, they just didn't come from anywhere. They had to be purchased, and then they had to start some breeding program. But mostly it was all through the Japanese members' hard work and effort, and it's just over and over again seeing the sacrifice that the Japanese were putting in to make that place develop. It really was quite miraculous. So just open it up to whoever else likes to share. So thank you. Yes, Mary, go ahead.
That was an amazing video, an amazing accomplishment, and the sacrifice of all those brothers and sisters that went there. There was also one UTS class. After they graduated, they all went down to Brazil, and they're all working in different areas around Jardim. I've got 4 different points. I was just so amazed to hear when Mother was talking about her experience of washing in the boat with muddy water and crawling on her stomach through the jungle, and then she's in that situation one moment, and the next moment she's sitting in offices with presidents, It's like she covers the whole span of life, you know, and experience. And it was just so amazing. And True Mother's just so incredible. So I'm sort of jumping around here a little bit, but I'll never forget 9/9/1999. It was the day we'd planned to go to Jardim, to Brazil, and we went to get our visas, and Douglas didn't have, his passport wasn't valid for 6 months, so he couldn't get a visa. So in the last minute, he had to get a new passport. Anyway, it arrived the day we were leaving, but we had to get the visa. So we went to the passport office in New York City, and then we had to get to pick it up. Then we had to get to the Brazilian consulate, and one was in one end of New York City and the other was at the other end of New York City. So we were literally running through the streets and yelling out to public transportation to stop and wait, and like completely breathless. And everybody was looking at this crazy couple that was running through the streets of New York City, yelling out to public transportation to stop. We got to the Brazilian embassy about a minute before it closed. Anyway, and then we caught the plane that night to go to Brazil. So we'll never forget that day. Yeah, and another point, the workshop was about like husband and wife unity and building the ideal, you know, becoming the ideal couple. Right at the end, we had one day before we had to leave, and I wanted to go to Bonito because that's where they have the beautiful the river with all the pools, and it's just an ideal place for swimming. So we had this massive argument just after the Ideal Family workshop. Anyway, we finally, I guess I won, but because we ended up going to Bonito, and he had the most amazing experience when we both did swimming in the beautiful clear water of the rock pools there. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to, and we went horse riding together too. So that was amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That actually reminded me too. I remember swimming in the river as well, and just amazed how usually when you swim, everything runs away from you. You're just there. But swimming in the water is pristine and very clear, and all the fish just came straight to me and started bumping into me like, you know, what's this thing in the way? Yeah, I was just, yeah, there's so many things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead, anyone? Yes, Mr. Wright, go ahead.
Look, I like to show few photos. I like to share. Okay, just okay. Where they can show. Okay. I missed judging, and I think Hanson family, also Davish family, John's Adams family with other. But just I could attend twice. For 2 parents, spent invested so much North America since 1972. Then 2 parents then invested South America 1994 to 1999, 6 years. Then finally, in 1999, 21st of May, declared Saturn's complete natural surrender, 1999. So we can stay quite many times at this hotel, Americano. It's a big name, but very humble. A lot of two parents stay there. Then we went there. Then from there we hire a boat, very small boat, cross Paraguay River, go to Olimpo. Then 1999, quite many Japanese national messiah elder attended workshop. We stayed this kind of room. It's a 40 days. So this is a picture. There are 4 or 5 good to go boat. Always need repair and maintenance work. So this is a fish. 4 different kind of fish. Boga and paku, sribi, and dorado. We tried this for different kind of fish, but when we start fishing, we after casting, but always this piranha coming. And so how to avoid the piranha? But also when we catching, we have to, with a stick, we have to hitting very hard to this fish. But even die, if you put your finger, bite. It is incredible. But when we made a soup or sashimi, it was fantastic. So this is one. I just driving boat. Also, this is one. Levant Oyamada. I think this is the first one Dorado I got. Then I show exciting shot. Levant Oyamada. This is the second Dorado I caught. Then I also shared Mr. Mitsuishi. He's a national messiah of Samoa, and also Levant Tanaka. This is the third Dorado I got. Just I shared Mr. Owaki. So this is 1999, and then 2000, incredible Providence come to Pacific era. Okay, just I show photo. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Looks so young and handsome, everyone.
All right.
We've got time for a couple more people to share. Yes, Margaret, go ahead. I need to unmute, sorry.
Good morning. Just a quick report of a small breakthrough. The Catholic Church in Palau has only 2 local priests, and they have to take care of 16 states. So one of my elder sister is a lay missionary, a catechist of the Catholic Church, and through her, she made a recommendation to help the vicar by inviting what they call prayer leaders in each of the state to the PCLC. I mentioned that 2 very important presentations on the role of the family in kingdom building and responsibility of the youth in Christian community, appealed to her, and if we could help the vicar create these teams to be more engaged and help with the outreach, because there's no outreach going on. They just do the prayers every Sunday, because the Catholic didn't evolve and benefit from Protestantism to develop leadership in deacon, in establishing deacon people. So the only person who can teach is the priest or someone that has been trained, and they don't have these teachers. They just have a prayer leader. So that's what we hope to help the vicar to invite all the prayer people in each of the 16 states to attend the PCLC. I was very encouraged to hear this morning from Reverend Yamada that there will be materials provided, particularly for clergy. That would be helpful to distribute these materials to all these prayer leaders. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll see you. No, they don't. No picture, there's no, you don't exist.
We can still hear you.
Oh, okay, right.
I need to solve the
All right. So we got, we're pretty much at the time for us to offer our unison prayer. So let's begin. I'll just share the screen. And let's pray together. Adieu. 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 Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes, pheasants, anytime. Bye.